And welcome to my second vlog. I've got a special guest with me today. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Federico and I'm a PhD student in chemistry, first year, gay expert.
And he's from Italy. Okay, so our topic today is going to be about sex, and in particular the different roles and the sort of struggle with masculinity that comes with that. Okay, so if you go to Google now and you type in "are bottoms," you're going to come up with 5 answers, and the first one is going to be "are bottoms more feminine?" The third will be "are bottoms gayer than tops?" And the 5th one will be "are bottoms feminine?" So I think from that, based on that, you're going to be able to judge where we're going with the rest of this video. Okay, so yeah, we're talking about, in particular, about bottoms and bottom shaming, which is basically a widely spread thing in the gay scene, in which bottoms are like degraded and very negative connotations with them often, despite the fact that there is a much higher percentage of gay men who are bottoms to tops. Okay, so in my research on this topic, I found an essay which was published by Iowa's Grinnell College, which was titled "Searching for Gay Masculinity." So I'm going to read you a quotation that I found in that text, which says, "The sexual aspect of masculinity depicts manhood as sexually dominant, active, controlling, and above all as penetrative." Okay, so I don't really know how much I'm going to need to go into the dynamics of sex, but essentially someone's being penetrated and someone is doing the penetrating. And so from this, what I'm interested in is, do we ascribe different levels of masculinity for different acts? Like, what is it like as a gay man with this sort of question of masculinity going about? So I'm going to address these questions to you as you're handily here this week. So speaking from personal experience or from anecdotal evidence from your friends or whatever, have you ever experienced this bottom shaming?
Actually, yes, that's an easy question, because in Italy we talk about top and bottom a lot. It's kind of a big deal. I don't know if it's because we've been raised in a Catholic environment, but yes. And speaking of bottom shaming, is like very felt. It's felt very much. So I have friends that actually like their bottoms, but like act as they are not. They say to other people that they are versatile. I have friends that are tops, but they shame bottoms. I don't know why, but maybe because they think that being a top is better than being a bottom. And I have like other like friends that, yeah, bottoms do the same thing actually. So
it's massively negative scene to be in, but unfortunately it's huge.
yes.
And the fact that you've just said that you have people who enjoy a certain thing but then have to act as though they don't, purely based on the guilt associated with acts, the kind of idea that if you're penetrating something, you're masculine, you're still masculine. So even if it happens to be a man, you're still penetrating, so masculinity. And if you're not being penetrated, you're
maybe more feminine. I don't know. Yeah. It can derive by the fact that like the minority which is like the gay community or gay population or gay society, as we want to say, like try to emulate what straight people does, and so like they try to emulate what happens in the straight relationships between like a man and a woman, in which like women are like receiving, and so they are the passive figure in the couple, while men are like the active ones. So,
actually, quite interesting, linguistically speaking, that you use the word active and passive to describe the role of male and female, respectively. When in French and I think in Italian, you would describe the bottom as passif in French and passivo.
passivo.
In Italian. and active or activo.
Attivo.
Yeah. And so this is the way that the scene divides itself based on the role that you take when you're alone with your partner or whoever you choose to sleep with. And it's a way of, yeah, like you said, it's the way of trying to create some sort of semblance of a heteronormative couple, because one of them is the passive woman, to quote you, and one of them is the active man, even though they are both men. And this is related to Laura Mulvey's essay, which is the thing that I'm basing my whole project on, in which she actually talks about the active male and the passive female. These are stereotypes that we have perpetuating over and over again through cinema, through all sorts of mediums. And yeah, it seems that even gay couples, gay singles, anyone, you can't escape it. Which is a massive shame. Especially when, as divergent from the perceived and accepted norm of patriarchy, heterosexual, heteronormative patriarchy, we have such potential. Gay men have such potential to change things, and yet instead we insist on trying to recreate, trying to act out this heteronormative couple that we see as the only way of structuring society. There's massive potential, but unfortunately it's becoming more and more concrete. Yeah, which is depressing. And yeah, on that note, I think I'm going to end the video there. Thank you for your contribution, and thank you for watching. And yeah, hopefully, please feel free to comment, whatever, read the blog, and yes, see you soon.
Whatever language you prefer.